Hello everybody, it's Jeanette from Thermogroovers. Welcome to Friday Night Live. It is March the 7th. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you are safe. A big shout out to all those people up in Queensland and northern New South Wales with that dreaded cyclone. You guys have been waiting for it to come. So thinking about all of you, and now I'm just going to see how many of you are actually going to come into the room tonight. Okay, let's see. Now, whilst I'm waiting for that, I'm just going to grab some baking paper out of my pantry. Just 1 second. And what are you having to drink tonight? Because tonight is a drink at the sink while we cook from the book. So I've got my drink ready to go. Something real simple tonight. Hey, good to see you, Suzette. Welcome. And I get my straw out. Got something super, super simple. I'm back on the gin train. Hey, Shauna. I opened that little present that you sent me in the mail. Oh my gosh. Amy was here. We opened it together. So she absolutely loves it. Thank you so much. Yay, you are all coming in now. Hi, everybody. Just plain old ginger beer. Nothing wrong with a plain old ginger beer. I remember my mum used to make ginger beer, and it was always the brew that kept on giving, because you'd hear this bang out in the cupboard and there'd be a bottle of ginger beer that had exploded. So us kids, that's what we grew up with. How many of you actually grew up with your parents brewing grog in the cupboard? I think it was a phase. Okay, welcome everybody. Awesome. It's so hard to find me. Now, Michelle, are you on an iPad or are you on an Android? Because I've talked about this before. If you just go to my page, it should come up that I'm actually live on my profile picture. And you just click on that, and then it'll take you to my live. Homemade kombucha, yum. Yes, absolutely, boo. It was like that, wasn't it? We never liked all the floaties in the bottom of the bottle. Mum used to say, that's where the good stuff is. Oh, nice to see you, Lynn. Ruby, your dad made his own beer for a while. Your mum and dad made ginger beer too lately. We used to hate having to get a bottle, scared they would explode. That's the childhood trauma, isn't it, right? All right, I'm on. This is the gin that my kids bought me for Christmas. This is Bombay Presse distilled gin, Mediterranean lemon infusion. So, oh, it's got a bit on it. Hi, Rosina, nice to see you on. It's 34 degrees in Bendigo. Oh, lordy. Oh, a limoncello cocktail, Rosie. That sounds good. That got my attention. Rosina, it's been hot here as well. I had to put the aircon on this afternoon because it warmed up the Savo. Right, let me get my little drink in the glass. I've just got a little bit of lime to have with this one. So, gosh, where are all my knives gone to? Jeanette gets in the kitchen and she uses them all. All right, I'm just gonna slice off a little bit of lime. I'll get the pips out of it. I like to squeeze the juice out of it into the glass when I do this. I finally got some limes on my tree. We haven't had any for a little while. That's probably why I haven't been drinking the gin. Maybe. All right. What's everybody else having? And those of you up in Queensland, I don't think you probably feel like having a little drink tonight. You're probably like a cat on hot bricks. Hello there, Amy. Nice to see you. Now, here you go, Melissa. If you have an Apple device, Jeanette's Lives comes up in the stories across the top of the Facebook. Oh, thanks for that, Melissa. It's good to know how each of you find me. Leanne, your mum made ginger beer when you were young. There were a few times when the corks let go. Wow, what a mess. An absolute mess. Absolutely. Jennifer, you're on some medication, so no grog for you tonight. Here we go, let me fill mine up. So I'll just put a little bit of ice in here. And you're going to have lots of ice with gin, unless you're actually paying for it at the bar, and I don't have any. Rarely do I have any. Rightio, put some gin over the top of that. Ooh, that was a little bit much. It'll be interesting. And I'm having soda water with this tonight, so let's see. Let's see how that plays out. Because normally I have the Mediterranean tonic water. Oh, the soda water is going to go nice with it. Because I don't like things that are too sweet. Let me just give that a little bit of a pummel. Oh, that's very nice. Yes, that's easy to drink. Highly recommend this. Thanks, kids. Amy and Joseph, if you're watching, I do like it. I tend not to like things that are too sweet these days. I think that changes as you get a little bit older. All right, let's get on with the cooking. Lime juice equals dark and stormy. Ginger beer and rum. Ginger beer and rum. That's an interesting combination. Justine, a Pinot Noir for you, Suzette. Like that. Love a Pinot Noir. It's nice and light. Hello, Nicole. Good to see you on. I'm just making my little cocktail and we're going to start some cooking. Now, I actually have some eggs in here hard boiling. So if you have a TM6, you've got your egg boiler function, your egg boiler mode, which I absolutely love because you just throw them in and you turn the dial and you can have them soft, medium soft, medium hard or hard. Perfect. On the TM7, they're actually going to have pictures of what you want your egg to look like. So they're giving people that visual experience, which is really, really good. I think that's going to be a great improvement. But we haven't got the 7 yet, right? So I'm holding my judgment. I'm not judging it just yet. What do I need? I need to line this tin, so let's do that. Okay, now last night I did my sweet and sour pork meatballs. We hadn't had them for a little while. And when my husband and I were eating, we were like, damn, these are good. These are so delicious. Cheryl, that cyclone. I mean, Alfred, it's like he was coming and then he slowed down and then there's coming and coming. So hopefully you guys get through it and it doesn't take too much longer because the waiting is often the hardest thing, isn't it? You're over the waiting, Louise. I reckon you would be. I don't blame you. I mean, it's you know, a lot. It's everywhere across Australia, across the world. Everyone's watching, so we're hoping that you all stay really safe. Now, Rhonda, you heard there's going to be a software update shortly. Do you know anything about it? No, nothing about that, Rhonda. They never tell us about software updates. Often they'll do them and we don't even know what's changed in the software update. So I really should line my tin a little bit better than this, right? Hey, Jenny, you made the beef brew and it's oh so tender. I'm pleased you've had a go at making that. And did you use the oyster blade steak as the recipe says? Because some people can't get oyster blade. Depends on how well you know your butcher and how well they stock their butchery. I know some supermarkets keep it and some don't. So it just all depends on where you shop as to whether you can actually get it. All right, I've just cut this paper so it fits in. I've torn it off too big, so I've got more paper than tin. All right, that's looking a little bit better. We're going to make the carrot loaf tonight. And what else am I doing? The eggs, they've just finished, right? And I'm just going to take the water off those and let the cold water sit on top of them, cool them down so I can shell them. So, of course, I'm doing the grab and go curried egg. Now, I'm not sure if many of you have actually done that, but my husband and I, you can have it on a sandwich like I've got in the book, but we tend to have it on crackers. And which crackers do you think we use? It's the seeded parmesan crackers in my book. Woohoo! Now, if you're joining for the first time, this is what happens on a Friday night. We make a drink and I cook from the book while we have a drink at the sink. Yes, you did, Jenny. Perfect. You had to ask the butcher for it. You are absolutely welcome. The cutting tip is essential. If I didn't put that cutting tip in there, you wouldn't be getting the great results that you're getting because, you know, cutting across the grain is really important. Hey, Kate, good to see you on. All right, eggs are there cooling down. I've got yogurt in the fridge that I've got to take out of the bowl that I made last night, and I didn't put the bead in the jar, so I've got to remember to do that. This has been in the fridge chilling, so I'll do this while the Thermomix is busy doing its thing. Now, can you make the pork sweet let me say that again. Can you make the pork sweet and sour meatballs into 2 separate dishes? Yes, you can. No problems at all. You can divide it so that you've got, 2 dishes, and you can even freeze it while it's raw. So you can pop it in the freezer like that if you wanted to. All right, let me have a little drink. Right, eggs are ready to go. Thermomix is turned off. Now, the other thing I'm going to do, because I didn't have this last night, is make some secret sauce. And I've been going to make this through the week, and I'm like, no, I'll save it for when I do my live, because some of you haven't made it and some of you have. So I need to find out what page it's on. If you haven't got the book, you need to get a copy of the cookbook. Way more for your family. And now, what page is it on? I can't even remember. My brain's gone soggy today. I don't know what happened. I must have got water in my ears. It's made my brain a bit soggy. If you've got a TM5, you can still make this recipe. So how about I look it up in the index? There we go. Looking, page 20, Jeanette. All right. I just can't remember how long I actually put it on for, which is not long. So we're just going to use the sautéed capsicum on cookie dough. We just use that function, okay? So look that up on your Thermomix. I actually have mine saved into my bookmarks. So let's get that on. Now you can freeze this if you want to, this sauce. Now some of you portion it out into little containers and freeze it. Some of you use ice cube trays. Some of you use the little silicone muffin moulds to freeze it. You love the secret sauce, Janelle. There you go. And it's no secret anymore. It's out into the whole wide world to make, for everyone to make. So jump on it if you haven't already made it. Helen, the TM7 does look completely different. I think it's going to be futuristic. So this is my take on it. I'll share this while I cook, right? Oh, that's really yummy. I do like that. So my take on the Thermomix on the TM7 is I thought about this and I thought, my husband has Milwaukee tools in his shed, right? And I'm just going to put some garlic in, a little bit of oil, right? I'll do this and then put this on and then I can start talking. I need to concentrate because you know what happens when I don't. In goes the oven. Now I cut the onion up like this, right? And the reason I cut it up into such small little wedges like that is so you get more browning. So you tend to get more of the flesh of the onion to brown. And then we put in the capsicum, righty-ho. So they're all in. And then we just put it on to cook. I'll just get my splash guard out. We wait for that to be done, and then we do the rest of it, which I haven't got the tomato paste out of the, I don't think I've got that out of the pantry yet. Let me grab that, and then I'll tell you what my thoughts are on the futuristic possibilities of the TM7. So my husband has Milwaukee tools, and he has like 4 batteries. I think he'd love more than that, and then he's got like 10 or 12 different things that go on the batteries. So I'm thinking the base of the TM7 is going to be like a battery, and then we're going to be able to put other things on the TM7. And my little crystal ball tells me, I hope they make a little ice cream maker to put on the TM7. Wouldn't that be cool? If you had a separate device that actually hooked into the base, and then you could make some yogurt ice cream. That's where my head's going anyway. Yay, Lynn, you got your machine already. That didn't take long. Dispatch only came through yesterday. I think they must have known that you wanted it so badly. And you've already got yogurt in it. I love it. That's a great story. I love it. Jenny, you can't freeze your secret sauce because it goes too quickly. Hey, Angela, how you doing? Good to see you on. All right, I've got the secret sauce on. So in this one, what we're going to do is I need to turn the oven on for the carrot loaf. And I've got some frosting for the carrot loaf, but it's in the freezer and I haven't defrosted it yet. So you can do a double batch of the frosting from the recipe and freeze half of it. And that's what I did last time. So then I only have to get it out of the freezer and put it on top of the carrot loaf once it's cooled down. So I'll get it out later on tonight and I'll put it on tomorrow. Anyway, right. Oh, you love yogurt ice cream. Me too, Nicole. Yeah, I think so too, Jennifer. I see you can cook with the TM7 with the lid off. Yes. Now the other thing is you can't feed things through the hole in the lid. So there's none of this anymore, right? It's got a cap on top of it, from what I found out, and it's a different design. So you can't actually feed things through the hole. And I believe the reason why you can't that is because you can actually take the lid off and add things to the bowl whilst it's cooking. So I can't wait to explore that. I'm gonna expose it and take a great advantage of that. Yes, you will be able to do all of my recipes in 7 Louise, no problems at all. And that's something because it still has the browning function. So instead of having to go through to look for the browning function like I'm doing now, instead of having to go into Cookie Doo to do my sauteed capsicum, you can just select the browning function on the screen and it'll automatically do it for you, right? Which is good. It's a bit of a shortcut. I am going to miss that hole. I definitely am. And I started to worry about that. And then I watched a couple of other videos and I went, oh, maybe there's a workaround for it that I don't know about yet. So, hi Sue, good to see you on. All right, so we've got this on. That smells absolutely delicious. Let me put the fan on. And now I'm just going to do the secret sauce. Now, no, I'm not. The carrot loaf. Take 2. Mush brain. Hi Lynette, good to see you on. You are bottling some hellish relish. Love it. Isn't it good that my book came out in tomato season? And like, even though there's soup recipes in the book, I think you're all going to start making that as we start to get to cooler weather. Because having soup when it's really hot is not ideal, but you'll love it in the wintertime. Absolutely. Now, those watching for the first time, if this is your first time on and you don't have a copy of my cookbooks, head to thermogroovers.com.au. Download your cookbooks and then you can start cooking from them. After watching my live, you'll get in and make your yogurt and then you can make all the other recipes. Now, if you don't have ready-made yogurt at home in the fridge, you probably have store-bought yogurt. Just use that to start with and then you can make some yogurt when you get all your ingredients. Yep. 2649, I think it is, Suzette, from memory. 2649. I think that's the TM7 price on the pre-sale. All right, we're going to mill some sugar. Now, I'm trying to remember these recipes out of my head. You'd think I'd remember after making them so many times. But sometimes I actually doubt myself and I'm like, hang on a minute. Have I got that right? Now, the purpose of milling the sugar to icing sugar is so we can take some out for the frosting. So you only use like a small amount of the icing sugar for the frosting. So make sure your bowl is really nice and dry for this step. You don't want it to be wet. If it's wet, what you're going to do is put some temperature on, with a little, like put some time on, some temperature, and then speed. So I would put it on for 5 minutes, around about 60 or 70 degrees, and I would turn the blade up to about 3 or 4. And what it will do, it'll dry the inside of your bowl, so then you can mill the sugar, right? So, let's do that. My bowl's nice and dry, so I don't have to worry about doing that tonight. And then we'll just turn it into the icing sugar. Away we go. Done. And then what you would do is just reserve 30 grams so that you put that in your frosting. So how would I do that? I would tip it out like this into a bowl, right? And then all I would do is sit the lid on top and I might just use this bowl. I get a smaller bowl, but I just weigh in 30 grams. So just do it like that. Oh, that's not going to weigh much, is it? So you just spoon it out on top of your Thermomix like that. So if you haven't thought to do that, there you go. That's Jeanette's hot tip. So I'll set that aside. Now we're just going to put in the carrots. So I've done it in this order so that you don't have to wash the bowl, right? We don't want to wash the bowl at all if we don't actually have to. All right, so we'll put these in. Now you can chop these up a little bit finer if you want to, depending on how you like the texture of the carrot in the loaf. So it's entirely up to you with how you want to do it. I've got to set that aside in here. There we go. So if you want it finer, you just do it for a little bit longer. I'll show you what the texture's like now. Now I'm just going to do that, I think it was only like 3 or 4 seconds. So I want that just a little bit finer, so I haven't got too many big chunks of carrot in the cake. All right, so just another couple of seconds. Done. And then we just scrape it out, and then we put in the wet ingredients and zhuzh them up, and then it's just a matter of adding it all back in. Now this carrot loaf has got some really nice flavours in it. I've put in some ground ginger and some cinnamon and some nutmeg. And if you wanted to, if you really like those flavours, put in some mixed spice as well. But I think a lot of people are enjoying this because of the added spices that I've actually put in there. I'll show you the texture of that carrot now. Can you see that texture? There you go. Oh, focus camera. There we go. Hello there, Vicky. Good to see you on. You made it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, we've got eggs and some vanilla. All right, they're going back in. And then we've got the yogurt. That's going back in with, not back in, going in. And then I've got the oil. So I've already pre-weighed all of that out. There we go. Because this is Jeanette's cooking show. That's what my husband actually calls it. He calls it Jeanette's cooking show. You can't actually see me. Let me turn you around there a little bit. He says, how are you going with your cooking show tonight? I'm like, yeah. All good. No worries at all. I'm all organised. Oh. All right, now we're going to put the rest of it in after we give that a zhuzh. All right, there we go. It doesn't have to mix too long. And the next thing we do is just throw everything else back in. And that's as easy as it has to be. There we go. Scrape all that off the top. And then we put in the flour and the spices. There we go. The carrot and then the sugar. And we just mix it all through. Now I like to mix it on reverse. Have I got that in the book? Yes, I do. I do have that in the book. Good thing I do, because that's what I would have told you to do. There we go. Let's mix it all through. And you don't want to over mix it. So I often say, if you're mixing something out of your head, if you're doing something a little bit ad lib, if you're not sure, use speed 4. Okay? That works. If you're not sure, use speed 4. Let me just give that a little bit of a scrape. I reckon that's pretty good. Yep, all combined. There we go, all done. Now, I'm just checking, make sure I don't have any ingredients left on the bench. Because I have forgotten to put the sugar in and the carrot in before when I've made this. Now, Liana, you made the honey mustard chicken tonight and you had it with rice for dinner and oh my God, delicious. Yay! I'm pleased you've given that a go. That seems to be a hit with a lot of you, the honey mustard chicken. And the sauce is just so nice and creamy and delicious. Now, let me check, see if I've got, that's for that. All right, we're all clear. I've got no ingredients left over. All right, now this loaf tin is a larger size loaf tin. If you're using the loaf tin off the mix shop, you will need to put some of the mixture into that loaf tin and then put the rest into little muffin moulds, right? Now, where did you purchase the green spatula from, Sally? I got this from the mix shop, but they're not up at the moment. And hopefully they'll be back in stock soon. But I think they're the Tovolo brand. Yeah, Tovolo, that's the brand. So you can buy them elsewhere. I have seen them on different websites. So they're not just a Thermomix thing. You can buy them elsewhere, Sally. I think they're about $12 each maybe, from memory. Don't quote me on that though, because the memory's not real good these days. Oh, I must correct myself. My memory's better on some days than others. How's that? That sounds a lot better, doesn't it? There we go. Oh, This smells so good with those spices in there. And we're going to pop this into the oven. This takes a little while to cook, probably about 45, 50 minutes. And you can have it with the frosting or without the frosting. If you want to put a different icing on top, you can do that as well. It's up to you. Let's do a little flick me off. Right. And we'll get the rest of the cake mixture off the blade. Done. There we go. Now the onion and the capsicum and the garlic are done. So we're going to do the next step of that. See, nice clean blade, top and bottom, saves wasting ingredients. So often you'll find that you'll scoop out at least another tablespoon if you do that. But if you don't scoop it out, it'll go down the sink when you do the washing. We don't want that. That's a mouthful. That's like half a slice. So savour the flavour. All right, this is going into the oven. Oh, let's see if it's hot enough. Just a second. Yep, we've got heat. So it doesn't take long to heat up, which is good. Rightio, we'll put it in the oven. And that'll be nice to have over the weekend. Now you can freeze that carrot loaf recipe. It freezes beautifully. So if you want to do portion control, you can put $14.95. Thank you, Anne. There's a grey colour one on the mix shop. Awesome, Danielle. Thank you for that. Now, Anne-Marie, you made my yogurt. I've missed it. Where has it gone to? Here we go. Now, you made yogurt from your daughter's Jersey cow and it was the best ever. You could have turned a whole bowl upside down after being in the fridge for a day and a half. See, it will work if you turn it upside down. Sometimes it doesn't fall out. Now, somebody asked how my dad's going. He's going really, really well. So he's in remission with his non-Hodgkin's lymphoma now, which is fantastic. So his clinical trial treatment worked and he's got over all of his double pneumonia and he's getting stronger and stronger. So thank you for asking. All right, what else have I missed in there? You need to see a photo of it upside down, Jan. Yeah, right. Let's see if she can come up with that. All right. Now, you made them into muffins and they all got eaten before the frosting went on, Louise. I know, you don't really even need the frosting on it to eat them. They're so good. Now, I think, Lynette, you might have piped the cream cheese frosting on yours and put a little pecan on top or a walnut. They looked really good. Thanks, Suzette. All right, we've got the secret sauce happening here. So we should have a bit of browning in the base of the bowl. And let me just give that a bit of a scrape. Oh yeah, we've got some nice browning happening. Now I actually want a little bit more, right? So there's not enough in there for me. So I'm just going to pop it on again, but I'll reduce the time frame and we'll take it down to 5 minutes and I'll just turn it on again. Because you can do that, you know. You can do that. All right, I've got eggs here that need peeling. So let me do those. And then I can do my grab and go curried egg because we like this as a snack. So I'll just crush all the shells and then, can you see what I'm doing? Let me turn you down. It is, Nicole, it is fantastic news. It's funny though, because you ask him, how you going, Dad? Oh, all right. And then you ask his wife, how's he going? She goes, really, really good. So you get a mixed answer from both of them, but he has high expectations to be good, so that's why he says that. He just wants to be better. I don't blame him either. There we go. Rightio. We'll just take these off. So I tend to crush all the shell and then it just peels off a little bit easier. Done. We don't want that there. Rinse. And then my bowl will still stay nice and warm, ready to do the first step of the curried egg. How many of you made this? How many of you have done the grab and go curried egg? And if you're not eating it like a dip, give it a go. And you can use any crackers with it. You don't have to make my crackers, but mine will taste better, right? You've never used the egg mode, Jennifer? Do you put the blade cover on? No. If you've got a TM6, you don't need to do that. TM6 has egg boiler mode. So swipe that screen and have a little look for it, and then you can boil your eggs however you would like them. I mean, I love it. I use it all the time. And I didn't sort of put those steps in the book because I'm like, well, you all know how to boil eggs, right? But if you've never used your egg boiler mode before, come out from under the rock. No, they don't spin. That's right, Cheryl. Thanks for that. Yay, dip, dip, dip. I love it, Sue. Awesome. And yes, Tracy, you've made this recipe and it's great for sandwiches. It is perfect. It's nicer to have as a little side on a salad, but it's really good just to have it in the fridge, ready to go. And that's what Amy called it that. Grab and go curried egg, Mum. She said it's just so good. And she loves it because she's vegetarian. She'll eat that, which is a good serve of protein. So, you know, if you're being mindful of what you're eating, just make this up and then you can have it as a dip. And you're not being naughty, right? You're being sort of healthy. Sort of healthy. Fair bit healthy. Eggs are good. I think they've been demonised, unfortunately. Here we go. So, I've got one more to do and then I'm going to throw them in the Thermomix. But I need to tip all the water out of this bowl. And I didn't peel these beforehand because I wanted to keep them nice and warm, because the recipe works better if your eggs are still warm. And the reason why is because the warmth melts the butter. And that's what helps bring the eggs together. So there's no mayo in this. There's just the yogurt and a little bit of butter. There we go. Done. Okay, come on. There's some fresh eggs. The whites always stick a little bit more when your eggs are super fresh. There we go. All done. All right, I'll just tip all this down into the sink and the strainer can catch all the rubbish. And then I can use the bowl. Done. Okay. So we're just going to put a bit of butter and the parsley in. So if you're not growing parsley in your garden, have a go at growing it, because it's so much cheaper to grow it yourself than to be buying it. But what you can also do is chop your parsley up. If you've bought parsley from the supermarket, just chop it up without it having any water on it. Make sure it's dry. And then you can pop it in the freezer and then you can put some of that in this recipe. And that'll save you money. Okay? So if you're not doing that, there's an idea for you. You could do it without the curry powder. Yes, Kate, it'll still be yummy. But you could probably put a little bit of the honey mustard mayo in it. That would make it nice as well. What have I missed? Could you... Yes, I did say that. Oh, I'm just looking at everything I've missed. If you put a teaspoon of baking soda in your egg water, it makes them easier to peel. I did read that somewhere, Nikki. Somebody told me that as well. I've never done that. I never saw my nan do that either, so I'm going to give that a go. All right, now my bowl's a little bit wet, so I'm going to drop the parsley and the butter just onto a running blade, just so that it chops it up beautifully, right? Your kids like it with sriracha and Kewpie instead of the curry powder. That's a great idea, Robin. Awesome. So maybe someone could try that. Whoever asked it can try that. All right, I'm just going to drop this onto a running blade. Put the butter in. Put the parsley in. Oh, I do love that. That didn't take long at all. I'll show you what it's done. Ta-da! There we go. All done. And then I'm just going to put the eggs in. In they go. We'll give them a little bit of a beating. Not too much though. So this is when you use reverse. All right. And then we put in the other ingredients. I've just already got them pre-weighed. There we go. And then a bit of the yogurt, and then we just mix it through to combine it. There we go. I might just mix the parsley around from the outside of the bowl. There we go. And we'll just mix it through again, and we're done. all sorted. And then I put it in this little container. Where is it? It's hiding. Here we are. I have a nice clear see-through container so that my husband can see what's in the fridge. So it doesn't get lost in the fridge. There we go. Let's turn you down so you can see. And then, done. I'm just mixing that parsley through a bit that got stuck to the side. There we go. And there's your egg mixture. Perfect. You've made it with curry and Kewpie mayo. It's dangerously delicious. I'm pleased you're sharing all your little added options to the flavours, because that helps everybody when it comes to making it for their family as well. That's awesome. Oh, yum. I just want to eat that now. Now, I did my eggs medium hard, so they're a little bit softer. But if you do them hard, they'll crumble a little bit more as well. Okay, let me just flick that off. Done. And then we'll do the secret sauce. And then I'll be able to take my yogurt out. Oh, sort of. Lovely. So I'll show you how much it makes with that little container. There you go. So that's my little container of, I just want to eat it now. Hang on, let me have a taste. Delicious. Oh, yum. Takes me back to being a child, because my nan used to do this all the time, and then mum used to do it all the time. And they would put cream or mayonnaise in theirs, whereas I put a little bit of the sugar and the yogurt. There we go, done. Right, we'll set that aside. I'll put it in the fridge shortly. The next thing we finish is the secret sauce. Aha, that's looking a little bit better. Oh, can I use that? Let me scrape that off. That's close enough. It's got carrot cake on it, doesn't matter. Ah, there we go. Now I've got a little bit more colour. See that? That's what I'm after. Yes, you can halve the mixture, Jenny, no problems at all. With the grab and go grab and go curried egg. Oh, I'm just giving the bowl a bit of a rub just to loosen off a bit of that browning. So it goes into what I'm making. All right, now we're going to add a bit of tomato paste. And then this does have mixed spice in it, but I'm putting oregano in it tonight. Just oregano with the other bits and pieces. And then a bit of tomato paste. And then we're just going to turn it up and puree it. And then we'll have our sauce done. And that's it. So you use this just as you would use tomato paste, but it's delicious, stirred through hot pasta. And then sprinkle a bit of Parmesan cheese on the pasta. I reckon the kids would love that. It's also good done as a chicken parmigiana. So you can use the sauce on top of your chicken and then put your cheese on top and put it under the grill. That works really well as well. Gee whiz, you could use it on a pizza. You can use it on your sub rolls. Like, you can use it for everything. It's really quite tasty. How long does it last in the fridge? I would say probably, if you ask everybody else that's making it, they say not long because it gets eaten so quick. Hello, Yelka, nice to see you on tonight. Your mum used to use milk in the curried egg, Louise. Thank goodness for modern day recipes. I'd say 2 weeks in the fridge, 2 to 3 weeks, depending if you've got it in a really good sealed jar, which is also really important. Here we go, measuring cup. There we go, we've finished that. So now we're just going to turn it up and puree it. There we go. All done. And then I'll just grab a jar to put it into. And I usually use like a little Vegemite jar. Well, not a little one, medium-sized one. Anyway, I can't find it at the moment, so let's put it in 2 separate ones. And then I can give some to Amy. I always do that these days. No, it doesn't last long at all, does it, Louise? Or Rhonda? Oh, Judith, stir your secret sauce through air fried veggies. Delicious. I think now Nicole, you got something on there. Something about ugly vegetables. I have to go back and read that. I might get a clean spatula out to do this bit. Now into the drawer. Woohoo! There we go. So I've got a lot in the lid. Just give it a scrape. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. You can also use this on scrolls. It goes nicely on your scrolls. I mean, it's just a flavour enhancer. So a savoury flavour enhancer for most things that are savoury. It's tomato based. So whatever you'd use tomato flavours in, it will work. There we go. All done. And then we'll just put it into the jars. There we go. I'll just get my jam funnel, right? Spaghetti, yes, brilliant for that. You can put it in your spag bowl. I mean, the chunky bolognese recipe on Cookie Do asks for passata, and I just use crushed tomatoes if I haven't got any passata in the freezer. But if you use your crushed tomatoes, you can put some of this in to boost it. Right? It's just gonna boost the flavour. And it's just another thing that you can make using your high heat function in your TM6. Ooh, I might fit all of this in here. Look at that. Sorry, Amy, you miss out tonight. It's going to just fit, I would say. Right, we'll spin that off. Make sure you spin it off, get all the dregs out of there. You don't want to waste anything. Now, if I was making a soup, I would wash the Thermomix bowl out with just some water, and then I would keep the water, and that water would go into my soup or it would go into a risotto. But I use the flavours that are left over in the bowl. If I put water in, I keep it, and then those flavours go into something else. So don't forget to think about doing that when you're doing your cooking. Right. I managed to squeeze it all in. And I'll show you what's left on the bottom of the bowl. See? That's all that's left. So I'll just use the pre-clean with high heat with browning. I always use that. If there's any browning left inside the bowl, I just use the cleaning mode for browning. There we go. Look at that. Perfect. This is the jar I use for my little chia puddings. So there you go. It all fits in that one jar. How's that? Done. Ready for the fridge. Now, quick question. What could I use instead of the onion? Your boys don't like onion. Sharon, are they actually going to taste the onion? Because there's no texture to this. So they may not taste it because it's been browned off and because it's been pureed. That's my question for you, right? Oh, Justine, your Croatian really say it's just like the avar they have at home. Wow, that's interesting. And good to know. Awesome. All right, I've got my containers here ready to take my yogurt out, so let's do that. What have I missed? Oh, turkey spread sauce and melted cheese. Yum, Tracy. You got some great ideas. I like that. You could put a little bit on your Turkish bread or just a toasty, like a piece of super seedy sour yough. Put a bit of it on there with a bit of pineapple, a bit of cheese, and you can put it under the grill. That'd be nice. All right, here we've got, I'm not going to turn it upside down. Been there, done that. got the footage to prove it. And where's my yogurt container? Here we go. It's washed up in the sink. So I'll take a little scoop out. This is vanilla. Oh, I do love. Can you see, right? Can you actually see? You all know how lovely and thick this yogurt is. Look at it. Just the best. I still get excited about it. It's the simple things in life, isn't it? Absolutely. So for those that are watching for the first time or the second time and you haven't got the book yet, The yogurt is the key ingredient for most of the recipes. In my second book, I do have a few recipes that don't require the yogurt. Yes, the bead liana. They don't require the yogurt. So there are a few recipes that don't need yogurt in them. I think it's about 5 from memory. Here we go. It's in the hole. That's my counter for my yogurt. So I know how many batches of yogurt I've made in the year. All right, so let's top up these containers. Oh, it's just like ice cream. All right, and I notice I've got a little bit of whey I can see around the sides of the bowl. Now, here come the dogs. Here come the dogs. Yeah, you can hear her in the background. That's Lottie. She's the one that absolutely loves yogurt. And Scout just follows her lead. And Rex, well, he's deaf, so he just does whatever the little ones do. Has no clue what's going on. Rightio. Now, this one is vanilla. And Jim's had a bit of a run on vanilla yogurt lately. And so have I. I've actually been enjoying the vanilla. I usually just have the Greek. But I have been doing vanilla. And then you can see how creamy it is. There you go, look at that. Wonderful. I just want to lick the spoon. Oh, I can't remember the number of how many batches it was last year, Helen, but I've still got the jar up in the cupboard, and I was going to write the number on the side of the jar so I didn't forget. Now, you can see there's a tiny little bit of whey in there. You can just see the liquid. It's only a little bit. It will depend on your milk as to how much whey you end up with. There we go. Beautiful. Now, this one I did last night was a 6-hour ferment, and I did put 300 grams of cream in there because I had some cream to use up, and I thought, oh, that's going into the yogurt. Now, I am going to leave a little bit in there because this is going to be for the puppies, so I'll scrape that out for the dogs, and they'll thank me for it later. That's their dessert for tonight. There we go. So I've got 3 tubs of vanilla yogurt there to go in the fridge. I usually put the name on top of it and then put the date on it that I made it. So then I'm sort of got an idea of how long it'll last for in the fridge. So there we go. I'll put the names on it later. There we have it. But Rex still has a nose to sniff the yogurt. He sure does, Veronica. And do you know what? He likes vanilla. He doesn't really go much on the Greek, but he likes the vanilla. Who knows why? He's a funny old thing. Oh. Now, and if you want vanilla, you're naughty and you just add some vanilla syrup to the Greek yogurt. Well, that'll work. Now, you only do yours for 6 hours too, Liana. And I think that does make a difference. For those that don't really like the tart, a 6-hour ferment instead of an 8-hour ferment can make all the difference. Yep, there she goes. She wants the yogurt. Let me have a look at my carrot loaf. I didn't put the timer on, but that's probably been in there for 15 minutes. So let me put it on for 30 minutes. And then I'll know when to check it. There we go. All right, that's it from me tonight. It's a quickie tonight. It's only 10 to 7. I haven't had you on here for like 17 hours. Oh, yes, I'm going to give you some yogurt, Lottie. Just wait. All right, that's cheers to the week. Wishing everybody all the best with Cyclone Alfred. Stay safe and enjoy all the food prep that you've done prior to the cyclone coming. You guys are so prepared for moments like these because you've got a Thermomix and you can whip things up with all your staple ingredients, which is great. Now, Kathy, you tried yogurt for the first time for your puppy and I was her best friend. Yeah, I'm sure. They never forget. They never forget. All right. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. Cheers. And I'll see you all next week. Happy cooking. And if you're not in the group, go jump in the group. If you haven't got the book, go get the books, right? Thanks, everybody. We'll see you all next week. Bye.